Seattle Thunderbirds goaltender Thomas Milic, my guest. Thomas, you're back in the Pacific Northwest, ready for another season after a memorable playoff run, of course, this past spring with the T-Birds. Tell me a little bit about just how excited your group is to kind of get things going here to start a new season.
Oh, totally. There's a lot of, good vibes in the air down here in Seattle. And, we had an excellent training camp. All the young guys were, getting into the mix, seeing what it's like to, just the day-to-day life in the Western Hockey League. And then all our older guys that are returning, there's a lot of positive motivation in the room, and everyone's just super excited to get going with preseason this weekend.
I mean, you guys kind of took the league by storm, especially into the second half, into the playoffs last year. Do you get the sense, though, maybe from yourselves and from the guys that were part of that run last year, that there's maybe a little bit of unfinished business for you guys, and you're out there to kind of prove that the last year wasn't a one-off?
Oh, absolutely. There's lots of unfinished business for us. There's definitely some dates we have marked on our calendars. And I think, just everyone is just super committed this year to, wanting to do whatever it takes to help the team get better and, have team success, which will down the road lead to individual success. But I think the biggest thing is just getting tight as a group here to start the year. And I think it should be pretty good down the road.
Let's talk about your relationship with your partner in crime, so to speak, Scott Ratzlaff. Of course, we saw what he did with Team Canada at the Holinka Gretzky Cup in August, Thomas. And I mean, watching those games, what did you see in him? I mean, and how much maybe more confident is he coming into his 17-year-old year now with your team after going through that experience in Red Deer?
Oh yeah, no, it's been awesome working with Ratsy the last year and a bit. We were all super happy and proud of him that he was able to take home the gold medal there. And, you can definitely see there's, a little bit of a extra bit of fire under him now, to want to fight with me for that starting job. And, we're going to have a good battle this year. And, we get along great as well. So, no problems there.
Tell you what, you're a gold medalist yourself, of course, too, at the U18 level. And you got the opportunity to come out here to Calgary and participate in the World Junior Camp ahead of the 2023 event in the Maritimes. What was that experience like for you to be able to kind of test your mettle against some of the guys from this league and beyond that are vying for those spots?
Of course, yeah, no, that was a really good experience. I was super fortunate to be part of. Anytime you can play with and against all the other top prospects of your group and older, just not just in the western side of the country but all around. It's pretty special being able to represent Canada and, just, a nice feather under the cap to be named among a group like that with so many high-end talent.
When you look back on maybe the first 8 months of the 2022 calendar year, Thomas, what sticks out for you in terms of, just memorable moments and memorable experiences as your career continues to develop?
I think a lot of it's just the day-to-day life of, playing here in Seattle. I've enjoyed every single day I've been here. And, I think our group, a lot of the guys we have here are super tight, and, we hang out all the time outside the rink. And, some guys are even hanging out in the summers, just, wanting to, just be together all the time and, share those experiences. So I think a lot of it's just the day-to-day experiences and memories that I'm making.
I want to ask you about one of your new guys, Kyle Krankovic, who came over in the big deal with Saskatoon. I mean, a guy that was top 5 in the league in scoring last year. How's he started to settle into that group, and what have you seen out of him that maybe you might not have been aware of, given he was over in the Eastern Conference for the bulk of his WHL career?
He's fitting great for us so far. He's since day one when he got here, he was mixing perfectly with all the guys, and really just felt like he'd been here all year. And, he's a great guy in the locker room as well. Strong leadership capabilities, and I think he's going to be really good for us. And then as far as on the ice, he definitely showed some skill in training camp here this past week, and a little flair of what's next to come for the rest of the season.
Of course, you're in Seattle now. In a matter of days, you're off to the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota, for an NHL camp experience. Of course, you had the experience with the Kraken last year. This year, it's the Minnesota Wild. How excited are you to get that opportunity and to be able to go and be a part of that group in Minnesota?
Oh, I'm super excited for that. I can't wait. It's something I've had marked in my calendar all summer. So just that extra little bit of fire under me to, make sure I'm training hard and, staying healthy and, getting in the best shape as possible. I got a little taste of what it was like at their development camp not too long ago. So, it's nice to have a bit of a foundation there and, really just show what I have, just show all my skills off there.
Last one for you, Thomas. As you look ahead to the regular season here in the U.S. division in particular and in the Western Conference, it certainly seems like it's going to be a competitive division, a competitive conference, and certainly as defending Western Conference champions, you guys are right in the thick of it in terms of the conversation at who might be kind of still standing come May of next year. Tell me a bit about how excited you guys are to see where you stand and to be able to take part in those battles again for another winter.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a pretty cool thing to, before the season even starts, being ranked, among the top of the group here in the U.S. division. But I think that doesn't really change much for us. We're still going to have that chip on our shoulder. We're still going to, have to earn every single thing that we get this year. So, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of adversity down the road. We faced a lot of that last year, and I think that really just will help us prepare and, set us off on the right foot coming this season.